Hey everybody, shopping nobody else's auto. We are here at Mecum with my good friend and Ford Guru Jim Wicks. Now, we've been walking around here checking some stuff out, doing some cool videos, and Jim mentioned something that was kind of caught me off guard. I never really thought about it. Never really thought it was that important, but the story was so great, and I know a lot of you guys don't understand this stuff, but since we got the Guru and Encyclopedia Ford here, he's going to clarify. The question of why are Ford engines blue. But when we looked around, we started seeing a bunch of weird different things, and Jim started explaining it. So we're going to share some of that knowledge with you, some of the differences, and how Ford's engines ended up being corporate Ford blue.
Yeah, it's kind of has its own unique story in that. The car here that you've picked to start with, this really neat 63 Galaxy, this is a 406 tri-power car.
And
really
obviously
neat.
the engine's not blue.
And the engine's not blue.
And we look down in here, and the engine and heads all appear to be black.
Yes, the engine block pretty much standardly was black. If it would have been a cast iron intake manifold, it would have also been black.
Obviously this one's got 3 deuces, so it's got an aluminum intake.
It's got the aluminum intake. But this car has kind of a champagne gold valve cover feature to it. And this was a trademark of the 406 engine. Each engine configuration of Ford used its own color, and that was part of identifying the motor. Kind of made very, very confusing thing for a lot of people over the years, but because you see red engines, you see black engines, you see blue engines.
Yeah.
And you'll see blue valve covers, you'll see yellow valve covers, you'll see the E400 Edsel used a white valve cover and a white air cleaner. So on a black block. But
and this car here, black engine, champagne valve covers. Obviously it's got the special aluminum air cleaner for this intake system, but the air cleaner would have been valve cover color, correct?
Yes, if this would have been a single 4, the air cleaner top, it would have had the 14-inch high performance air cleaner, and it would have been painted the champagne gold.
So we know the 406 used the champagne color.
Yes.
And there's a lot of other variations on this as well, based on the engine.
Based on the engine size, whether it was a 289, a 260, most of, even your 6-cylinders.
They were black as well?
Most of your 6-cylinders were red.
Were red, okay.
This motor, let's just say if this was a 260 in this car, it would have been the basic black block, complete intake manifold, all painted. All that was painted completely with the carburetor off of it as one unit, sitting as it came down the line on a stand. They painted everything on the motor black. And at that point, the carburetor got bolted on, distributor got installed, pieces like that, wires and so on. But the valve covers on the 260 would have been often referred to as Ford light blue.
So, well, we're at Mecum. There's a lot of Fords here.
Yeah, we can pick out a few more of the cars.
More examples and kind of show what we're talking about on this, on the differences, and then get to the story about how they ended up blue. So let's go wander around a bit. There's a lot of cool stuff here.
There's a Mercury over there. Let's go look at that 390 Mercury.
So here we're standing in front of another cool Ford product, 1965 Mercury. Once again, we see different colors under the hood on top of all black.
Yes, absolutely. We've got very same package with the black, with the black, basic black long block, and the add-on accessory pieces there of the the air cleaner and the valve covers. And this is often referred to as Ford Red. And this was used on the Mercury 390.
Okay.
Where on a Galaxy, it wouldn't have been red. On the Galaxy, the 390 of this year, the valve covers would have been more of a gold tone.
Okay. So this is specific to the 390 in this era of Mercury.
390 in the Mercury.
And this is all early to mid 60s era type stuff.
Yeah. So again, we get back to the thing. Boy, we're really busy. We've got lots going on with this color deal.
Almost confusing. And these do have cool valve covers though. This actually has Mercury stamped in it with a lightning bolt on it. I love valve covers. There's a lot of cool ones out there. But this color thing, I'm already getting confused, and we're just getting started.
Yeah.
So, lots of other cool stuff here. Let's go see what else we can find.
All right, let's go down.
So now we're standing here in front of this beautiful 59 Ford. This is a slick car.
Oh, absolutely, very beautiful and really attractive color. This is called geranium.
Geranium with a white roof.
Yes.
And all this chrome. It's a good looking car. But obviously the reason why we're here is something completely different once again under the hood.
Here we start out with our basic black engine block.
Everything's black except the tin on top.
And look here, we have sort of a turquoise blue going on, and this was a feature for the 332 Ford engine, and the 332 was basically the forerunner of all of the FE series motors.
Okay.
332 cubic inch became 352.
Okay.
390 on and on. But this is a great example for 59 and a great example of the color variations.
Yeah, crazy. And I bet there's still more here to find.
Oh yeah, let's go look.
Let's go see what else we can come up with. All right, here we're standing between two super good looking red Fords, a 64 Galaxy convertible, 65 Galaxy hardtop. Jim, I thought this color thing was getting confusing enough. Now we're talking same color, same engines with different tin between different years.
Well, this was a different between years. We have the 1964 version.
And these are both 390s.
These are both 390s. The 390 was considered a Thunderbird special engine.
So all the valve covers said Thunderbirds on the 390s.
Valve covers said Thunderbird on the valve covers. Here we have a gold valve cover and air cleaner on top of, again, the basic black long block. But the configuration and style of the valve covers and the air cleaner completely changes for 1965.
Which we've got right here.
As we go right over here.
And they're still gold.
It's still gold. Here we are back to the black long block, but look at the difference in the valve covers. They went away from using the Thunderbird Special engine name in 65.
Okay. So now we not only have to worry about colors, you have to worry about tin on different years to try to keep this stuff accurate and correct.
Yeah, if you're looking to really do something accurate and correct, I mean, this is an encyclopedia that can be written. So.
It sounds like it. Well, fortunately, we've got you here to clarify it because I'm already getting confused. And like I said, we've got two cars here, two red Galaxies, 164, 165, and they're completely different appearing under the hood. But
Yeah,
they're the same color
tin.
tin.
The shape of the valve covers changes the look of the engine completely.
Yeah, it's weird. So, does this get even more confusing? Is there more?
Yes, yeah, we've still got a few more to go.
Okay.
So,
And we're just catching what we can catch at
into.
this one Mecum.
Yes.
There's more out there than this. Well, let's go do a little more wander around, see what else we can come up with. So here we are, we're standing in front of a little Mustang. This is a little 65 coupe.
This is your basics, 1965 289 Mustang coupe.
Okay.
So here we have something that we expect to see the black long block, and this is going to have gold.
Okay.
On the 289, they went to gold on the 10.
This is
The
a
snorkel should be black.
So that's correct.
That's correct. That was a piece that was painted separately.
Okay.
This is a really early 289 because we have the closed valve covers and the oil filler spout that's in the timing cover.
Okay. And a generator.
And a generator. So yeah, this this is close to very much what you could call a 64 and a half car.
Oh, really?
And
but it was still
here
a
we do have the
65.
64 and a half pieces that at one time we had mentioned.
Okay.
Here we have the lip that is turned down.
Okay.
And we have the beveled
Extension.
extension.
But with gold Now with this gold trim, this is a 65 engine, technically, even though it was a...
Yes, yeah. I mean, there's truly no such thing as a 64 and a half Mustang, even though everyone likes to reference that. It's just, when the Mustang came out, it was listed as a 1965 engine or car that was brought forth in mid-year.
Early, okay.
Yes.
So this was correct for the 1965 289 in a Mustang.
Yes, and if this would have been a 260, we would have seen the black with the light Ford blue, which is more towards a baby blue.
Okay.
So that would identify a 260 immediately.
Okay. To you, maybe.
Well, I mean, that would be something, you would have seen that in the Falcons, Fairlanes, and the other mid-sized cars for Ford.
Okay. Well, let's go see if we can find anything else to try to teach people or confuse people, maybe.
I think we're doing a great job.
Yeah. Okay, now we're standing in front of a 64 Fairlane Sports Coupe, something you never see. You see a lot of Mustangs, you don't see Fairlane Sports Coupes. This is a 64, it says 289 on the fender, and we just looked at a 65 Mustang 289 and saw gold. But this is a 64, so now what do we got?
On this car, this is the 289 Special, and here we have, again, the always black long block.
Right.
Well, the valve covers and air cleaner on this are Ford red.
So this is a 64 289, and this is correct being red.
Yes.
Now, and that other Mustang was early production, but it was still technically a 65, so it was gold.
Yes.
Even though it was basically the same thing, built almost in the same window.
Very much. But in Ford's great wisdom of things, that you know, we had all of these different variations of colors for the engine accessory pieces.
Wow. So this thing's cool, and we got something else that's even different, because I see right there a big, massive, super cool Suicide Lincoln. Same era of Ford. This is like a 63, so same window of what we're talking about, but this looks even different once again.
Lincoln stayed with basic black. They just did everything black. We have gloss, we have the semi-gloss on the long block, and we have the glossy black valve covers and air cleaner.
I think this car is a 63, right?
I think this is 63.
Now,
yes,
did
sir.
Lincoln stay black in that whole window?
Yes, they stayed black all the way up until 66. And in 1966 is when everything changes.
So, should we find something that looks like that?
Yes, we'll go to a 66 car
and see if it looks, it's going to look completely different then.
Yes.
Okay, well, let's go see if we can find something that looks like that.
All right, let's look this way.
Okay, Jim, now we're standing in front of a 1966 Mustang. Now, we've covered 59 to 65, and I'm confused. I need a flow chart for this stuff. This goes here and this goes there. And so now we're at 66, and you're telling me that we're going to see something completely different.
This is where the world changes. Here we are in 1966. Ford Motor Company had gone through all of this confusion with all of these colors.
I know I'm confused right now, so.
A Ford engineer by the name of Bill Clausen, who I got to see a lot of his correspondence and paperwork when I was involved with the 5R002 project.
Which we've done video on.
Yes.
And that car brought
the Flying Mustang.
The Flying Mustang sold for almost $4 million. So check out the links to those videos too if you want to learn about the $4 million Flying Mustang, because Jim's going to teach us about that too. But back to this 66 right now.
So 1966, Bill Clausen sees the corporate Ford Motor Company corporate suggestion box of you know, hey, you can win a prize, any suggestion that might be used by the company. So the analytical mind of an engineer gets to thinking about why in the world is Ford Motor Company doing all of these different colors on their engine basic valve covers, air cleaner, I mean, it's kind of cool that it identifies them, but it's costing the company a lot of money.
Ton of money, and we've only seen a few of them today.
Yes,
There's way more than what we've
many
seen.
variations. When you get into the 6 cylinders, it just goes on and on.
So he's actually has 5R002. He's racing 5R002.
He's racing 5R002.
He's an Ford engineer.
Yes.
And he comes up with this idea.
Comes up with the idea that why doesn't Ford use the corporate color that they have established as Ford corporate blue for all of their engines?
Which is what most people are familiar with today.
Everything coming down the line, that is the Ford corporate blue, the dark blue that everyone is familiar with today.
So when we open the hood of this 66, it's going to look different than everything we've been looking at today.
Everything we've looked at.
But probably more familiar to most people.
This is what people are used to seeing as a Ford motor.
Yep.
Very good detailing on this, very correct.
And this is what most people became familiar with, common with, and most people expect to see under the hood of a Ford.
So here we have everything painted blue.
Engine, tin, everything.
Tin, everything. The air cleaner's blue. Your accessories, of course, your different pieces that were your pulleys, brackets, and like power steering pulley and air conditioning compressor and things like that would have been black. But here we have what we've been looking for to get to the end of this trail. Is we have the corporate blue that carried on for many, many years.
And started in 66.
Started in 1966.
So I guess basically there's the story that nobody really knew they needed to know.
No.
But I never knew it.
And so many people in restoring and detailing engine compartments, the first thing they do is they think about, well, why is this not blue? So I hope we've helped answer that question for you.
And we looked at 59 up to 65, and we saw 6 or 8 different configurations just here at one Mecum.
Yes.
We're not even doing a deep dive into everything they had. We just showed some good
flatheads.
examples.
You can get into flatheads, and of course you don't have any tin there. But as things came up with the first Y blocks, you had different configurations and colors there.
On Y block, yeah.
So it just goes on and on.
So
and
very
I hope
interesting.
We've done a very good job of confusing you all, but I hope you've learned something.
Yeah, we need like a big like a 6 foot by 6 foot flow chart to actually identify all these different colors. But it is super interesting, and Jim had mentioned that before. I thought, wow, it's a great time. We've got all these cool cars here to show you some good examples and explain to everybody how Ford ended up having blue engines, which to me, I just thought Ford engines were blue up until today. I didn't realize it was near this confusing.
Well, it would have been so simple to carry that forward many years before, because again, they did have a Ford corporate blue. So
there you have it. Why are Ford engines blue? Thanks to Jim for explaining that. So much knowledge that, like I said, he's the encyclopedia of Ford. Like I always tell you guys, if I've got a question about a Ford, especially performance parts, I just call this guy. I don't Google it. I call him because he recites the answer back to me. Speaking of Ford performance, what did Cobras have? Were they blue or black, or what were they?
Well, you would have started out again with the basic black long block and intake manifold. The Cobras, some of the Cobras got an accessory aluminum intake manifold. Of course, that would have dictated a change there.
Right.
The aluminum Cobra powered by Ford valve covers were also installed on the Cobras.
Okay.
But you had a 289 in basic black. The early 427 Cobras would have been blue. Would have been black.
Would have been black.
But
up until 66.
In 1966, what happened?
So the Cobras followed the same pattern. They just had aluminum valve covers.
Yes.
So there again, another tidbit of information. So hope you guys enjoyed this. I know it kind of drug out, but there's so much information here, and really we just hit the tip of the iceberg for the different variations. But we got enough good examples that we hope you learned what they were doing, how it came to this, and how it eventually ended up being what we commonly know today as Ford Blue.
Ford Blue.
So Jim, I thank you.
Thank you, buddy.
Appreciate it. Tons of knowledge. Super excited about it. Hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned. We got a lot more cool stuff coming up.
So all